Good morning.
Good morning. Love that
This
Aztec robe.
it's great,
Yeah.
man. This thing is so warm. Oh, it's just fleece,
Just fleece.
and
Yeah, I can't do fleece robes. We've talked about this before, but
yeah,
I can't do it.
that's
I can't do it because it's too
yeah. Why can't you do it?
because it doesn't absorb the water after the shower
Oh,
like
that's a
cotton
different
does.
type of robe. Yeah,
It's a different
I
type
think
of robe, correct?
I think you live north of the Mason-Dixon line. I think having a robe that was strictly for warmth is not a bad thing to add to the arsenal for you.
The Mason-Dixon line is a lot farther north than I thought it was.
Yeah,
Like
like
you're
Baltimore.
barely
Baltimore.
north. Yeah.
Baltimore's south of it.
Yeah. Is it really?
Yeah, isn't it
Yeah.
Maryland, Pennsylvania? Let's go to the internet.
Uh, I mean, I think it's in Maryland. I don't know if it shares the border with Maryland, but I remember driving
Yeah,
through Maryland on the way to South Carolina thinking it wouldn't be so soon that I'd be seeing the Mason Dixon line, but it was pretty quick from PA.
it's the PA Maryland, and like there's that.
Southern
So the
border.
the southern border of Pennsylvania is a straight line, and it goes the whole way to Delaware, and then Delaware is straight south. It's a straight line
So,
south from there. So that's the Mason Dixon line.
so Delaware is on the Mason Dixon line border.
Yes.
It's crazy. Like, well, how is that? I'm looking at my map now. How is this the dividing line for North and South?
Yeah. Well,
Like, oh, dude, Delaware, that's the North. But just
Delaware's
below
cool.
Delaware, totally different values.
You'd even say like just west of Delaware, completely different.
Actually, when you zoom out, it really is halfway.
Here, let's look.
Well, I guess I'm including Halifax and New Brunswick.
Halifax and New Brunswick, huh?
Yeah,
what are you
like,
talking about?
well,
This
like
is
if you
it.
look at the eastern seaboard of North America.
No, it's just that.
No, I
What
know.
are you
I'm talking
talking about?
about like if you here, I'll show you. If you look at all of if you look at the entire eastern seaboard of North America,
Oh, okay. We're extrapolating
that
the
really
Mason-Dixon
is,
line.
yeah, that's halfway up and down, right? You got half to this side, half to this side. But that's including New Brunswick and Halifax.
So is that north or south? Is New Brunswick north or south of the Mason-Dixon line?
North. It's right up here.
This
But
again.
like there's it's
Can you name
equidistant.
can you name all of the Canadian provinces if you stop looking right now?
Let me think. Probably not. Let me
Yeah.
stop sharing. Um I'll take a crack at it though.
Let's try it.
Saskatoon. That's one. Saskatchewan. Um,
Yellowknife.
is that really one of them?
I think that's the farthest northern city that you can drive to.
Is it in is it in Saskatoon?
I think it's in one of either the Yukon or Northwest Territories, which are two of the provinces. Those are the two
Okay,
big
well, you gave
ones.
me a couple freebies that I don't think I would have gotten. Um, once I learned that there was a city called Saskatoon, I never wanted to say Saskatchewan again because
There's great
Saskatoon
city
is so much
names.
more fun to say. Yeah.
Great city
Canada's
names.
fucking awesome, man. Like Canada's one of the coolest places that that I've ever been able to spend some extended period of time. It's a cool place.
Yeah.
Ontario, that's a freebie. Nova Scotia, New
Quebecois.
Brunswick, Quebecois. What's the one all the way where Vancouver is? Is that Saskatchewan? No, that's British Columbia.
Yeah. So how many are there? Are there 13? I think there's 13.
Fuck if I know.
I love when I accidentally typed. Yeah. Okay. So I'm looking at I'm trying to get the number. There are 13 political divisions, 10 provinces, and so there's three territories. Okay.
What does that even mean?
All right. All right. So
Remind me what a territory is.
It's a Northwest Territory.
But what is that?
A section of land.
A section of land. I like that. That's a good definition. A land section.
A section of land specifically defined on all borders. Call me Merriam or Webster. That sounds like a definition to me.
So, right, because Yukon is a territory.
In Northwest, there's a Northwest Territories.
That's the name of it.
Apparently, there's 3, and I didn't know that. And
wait, there's three territories make up the Northwest Territories, or the Northwest Territories is a name of a territory, just like Yukon is.
Correct.
Okay.
I think that's right. I mean, again, we're gonna have to check. Let's go west to east. So it's British Columbia.
Yeah.
And then I don't know the order, but it's
Alberta?
Like Alberta, Manitoba, Saskatchewan. Yeah. It's like in some order, those are the 3.
Right.
And then where's Ontario's
Quebec.
What the fuck is the capital of
Ontario?
No, Canada.
Boy.
Ottawa.
Is it?
Ottawa, right?
I don't know. I didn't even realize Canada had a capital.
Yeah, of course it
Ottawa?
does.
What do you mean of course it does? They do things differently there. You think Ottawa is the county seat of all of Canada?
It's the county executive lives in an apartment in Ottawa.
Yeah.
That's the official state house. It's an apartment like mid-floor in some high rise.
You know what I do like about Canada is that they didn't fuck around with borders. They were just like straight line, yeah. Let's divide this country into equal parts. Just slice it up like a birthday cake. We're not going to get fancy.
Well, I think part of that. So if you go east, I think you get into like the Nova Scotia and the New Brunswick, which I probably wouldn't have gotten until you just said it.
Right. Me neither.
Like, and those ones
are Edward Island.
I think, yeah, there you go. That's a good one. Newfoundland.
You know what? In Canada, what I learned when I was living up there, their version of Southerners are people from Newfoundland.
Yeah.
Like they call them Newfies. And they make fun of them for being, do they?
Yeah.
But like it comes up in everyday conversation a lot. Like, what are you, bunch of doofies? Trump, like I guess that's like their Trump voters. Where we would say like the South, or make fun of people for not finishing high school or marrying their cousins. That's doofies for them. So South Park does that.
South Park calls them that, and then they're big on like the sodomy. Like Newfoundlanders get pissed off because they passed a law where they're not allowed to sodomize their farm animals or something like that.
Yeah, that sounds very South Park. Speaking of which, I have let me tell you the exact times. From 9:20 to 11:20 today, I have to wait for my call from the unemployment people to validate my W-2 and pay stubs.
Big day.
Yeah. Really looking forward to how we're going to get this accomplished on the phone. I have a feeling it's not going to get done and we're going to have to, schedule something else, but
we're going to
maybe they're just going to be like, well, do you have your W-2? And I'm going to say, yep, I do. I have it right here. Okay. All right. Well, you're approved.
Yeah.
We just want to make sure you had it.
Do you have it? Yeah. Are you sure? I'm sure. Okay. Approved.
Does it have your name on it?
Ooh, curveball.
And your social security number.
Does it show wages? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
it does.
Josh, I don't know why we couldn't have gotten this done right the first time, but apparently here we are. Congratulations, you're approved. Finally get paid. So you then are you gonna get like something? You're gonna get like another bonus check.
I don't call it a bonus check, but I will get the unemployment entitlement. I don't know if I said this before, but it's $830 a week here in New Jersey. Right across the river there, right across the Hudson in New York City, it's $450 a week. which makes no sense. You pay higher taxes. There's a higher cost of living. You get half as much. It's a big difference.
Yeah. State laws, man. Now matters where you live. If you're planning on take that as a lesson, folks. If you're planning on getting laid off, check to
Come
see
to the
where
Garden State.
The Garden State. How do you like living there other than the fact that you're now doubling your take home income here in the next few months?
I mean, how do you like living anywhere, right? What is
well,
the
I'll tell
specific area I live in I like, but New Jersey itself is a frustrating place to live.
Okay. All right, fair enough. I think that's probably true for everyone. Everyone's like, I like where I live, but I don't enjoy the state.
There's no character to it, right? Even the football teams or sports teams like aren't really New Jersey. I mean, you got the Nets, New Jersey Nets that are now Brooklyn. You have the Jets and the Giants who play in New Jersey, but they're New York teams. Every mile down the road is a new town. Like there are so many towns and you never meet two people from the same area, right? And like, I don't know, when you think of New Jersey, what do you think of? What are like the traditional New Jersey things?
Yeah,
Sopranos.
Like Sopranos, all the factories.
Factories.
Across the Delaware. Oh yeah, like dude. As soon as you go across the Delaware Memorial Bridge into New Jersey, it's like Delaware is nice, and then right on the border in New Jersey is just plants.
Oh, interesting.
Like industrial, like refineries.
Yeah. Come to New Jersey. We will refine your chemicals.
But I never thought it was bad. I mean, I've spent some time there.
No, it's not bad. It's just not. It's unremarkable. It's an unremarkable place.
I do think that, yeah, and there's people, and we've talked about this, people who just take pride in things that they have no control over in their life, like where they were born and raised. It's like, oh, I'm from New Jersey. And that's like their identity. And that I feel like
you should be proud of it, but it shouldn't be your identity. But it isn't though. That it is and it isn't. You're right. Like there are people that like the Tony Soprano crew, right? They are loving it. Like they are loving every second of saying gabagool, and you know, like those guys are everywhere.
Different. Those guys are everywhere.
It is different.
They make T-shirts to be like, "Oh, Jersey Strong" or something like that. You'd like to stop. Yeah, those are the people, right? Like they're not mafiosos. They're just normal people who are just simple.
I think it's they're doofies. I think it's a state that lacks identity because they just, I don't know. It seems like there's too many towns, too many. Like where I live, Montclair is great. It's really great. Like I'm looking across the street at an art museum right across the street from me, which is cool. There's miles of shops and restaurants and, you know, good local businesses. There's beautiful old churches that I can see in the background there. And we're kind of perched up on a hill, which is nice. And there's a hotel that is actually pretty decent. It's got a rooftop. Very cool area to live. But if you go to Bloomfield, which is a mile down the road to the south, or if you go to Verona, which is a mile down the road to the north, you're getting wildly different experiences. Verona is pretty nice. Not as nice, but pretty nice. Bloomfield is where you go to buy heroin and crack. Like there's no consistency from town to town. And I think it's tough to, like, there's a mayor of Montclair, there's a mayor of Bloomfield, and there's a mayor of Verona, all within 50 square miles. It's just a lot to.
That's kind of like Western Pennsylvania.
Different though, because like Beaver County is still Beaver County. And you ask my parents where they're from, they're going to tell you Aliquippa, but like they'll also say Beaver County. We are from Allegheny County. So we feel like we're part of Pittsburgh, right? People say, where are you from? You say Pittsburgh. Even though that was Upper St. Clair, Mount Lebanon, Bethel Park, Peters Township. I don't know. That they didn't each have their own mayor. They didn't each have their own. They had school boards and they had city council, but like, right? Or did they have their own mayor? They didn't. There was a mayor of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, right. But that was only the city. I don't know that the upper, like the townships had their.
They were townships, right? These are cities.
But there's a lot of cities also in Pittsburgh, like right where Fetterman was from, Braddock. Like those are little towns that just kind
Fetterman.
of dotted around. Yeah, John Fetterman.
Who's Fetterman? Oh, John Fetterman,
Who
the
the fuck is
politician.
Fetterman? What are you talking about?
I don't know, man. I'm all out of sorts.
I know you're trying to get ready for this big 9:30 meeting.
Yeah,
with,
I'm actually like last night. It hit me hard. There was, and I don't know why, but I had 2 interviews yesterday that went pretty well, but like I've had too many conversations that are not definitive, and it's me. Like I'm pressing. It's not anyone else's fault. That's how these things go. But I just want someone to be like, yes, and here are the steps, or no, and thank you for your time. I want more. I started with so many good leads, and one by one, they're falling off like flies, right? Like,
Really?
we got someone that's farther along in the process, but we really like your experience. If headcount comes open, we'll keep talking to you. So not no's, no one's saying, no, you're not the right fit, but just a lot of timing and circumstantial stuff. It's getting to
Bumming
me.
you out?
Yeah, it's bumming me out.
Sorry, I had to do that. I got a good read when those things are going to be funny at this point.
Yeah. Nicely done.
Well, sorry to hear it.
That's okay. I'll be fine. That's just my mind's somewhere else.
Yeah, you'll be. Yeah, you didn't even know who John Fetterman was. Jeez.
Yeah, don't even know who Fetterman is. Is he able to execute his office effectively?
No, he's not working right now. Right?
He's not.
Yeah, he's in treatment for depression. Apparently, it's having stroke-related depression is actually a thing. I didn't realize that.
Stroke is a pretty serious thing to go through. So, who has he deputized?
Nobody. He's just.
So no one's running the state.
There. Nobody's. It's not his job to run the state. By the way, it's just to make sure.
I thought he was governor.
The duties of a senator.
Is he a senator?
He's a senator.
Say my state, man. It's PA.
Say my state, not my senator.
So he's a okay. So he's a senator, and no one knows what they do anyway. So who cares if he's not doing it?
Senators, I believe, are in charge of organizing the congressional Christmas party and ordering lunches for the president. So
who's the governor then?
That is it Shapiro? This was a big deal just because.
I'm trying to sound smart. Yeah, it is Shapiro. His name is Josh, actually. Sounds like a Jewish guy.
Josh Shapiro, yeah.
Joshua David Shapiro. Okay, so he's running the state. Fetterman's, no one's organizing the Christmas party.
Yeah. Lunches are, they're just, really a senator is more of an office administrator role. Making sure that the lights are all, any burned out lights are getting replaced and ordering lunches on Fridays.
Tell me the top 3 things that you think a senator actually does, truthfully. Since you're such a DC Politico now, and you can mock my lack of political knowledge. Tell me what a U.S. senator does. Top 3 things, and I'm going to look it up, and we're going to see how close you get. So I'm going to Google top 3 responsibilities. Let me clear off some space here. I got resumes and notebooks. I'm just up to my eyeballs in productivity over here. Okay, so top 3 responsibilities of a senator. No, how about of a U.S. senator? Yeah. No. What does the Senate do?
What does the Senate do? Hey Google, what does Senate do?
This is a role for chat. This is a job for ChatGPT.
There you go. Oh. You hear that?
No.
I said that magic words and then what does Senate do? And now my Google is actually telling me. It's going on and on. Okay, thanks Google. Okay, Google, stop. No, I don't want to hear any more. Thanks.
Okay.
Doing a show here.
ChatGPT is doing its thing. So I've got it. I've got them listed out now. Go ahead. Can you do me a favor and close your eyes or turn your screen off? Because I'm going to share them.
Yeah, I'll just minimize. Okay, I'm good.
Okay, perfect. All right. Okay, go ahead. You can't see the screen, correct?
What does Senate do? I can't see it. I'm just looking at my desktop.
Okay. As per the United States Constitution, the main responsibilities of a U.S. Senator are as follows. That's the prompt.
To represent his or her, probably if it's per the Constitution, it's definitely his state. 2 representatives per state, obviously.
Well, no one asked how many senators there were, but that's a good bonus question. So are you saying to represent their constituents?
Yes.
Okay. Ding, ding, ding. Number 2. Nicely done.
To vote on legislation.
You get a partial credit for that. That is. So can you expand
propose
legislative? Yeah.
To propose and vote on the passage of new legislation.
Propose, debate, and vote on new legislative. Yes, that is number 1.
Okay, yep. I almost got that whole thing. Nice.
Debate. Yeah, you did. Right. I'm actually really impressed so far.
So that's only 1.
No, you got 2. So representing constituents was number 2. Legislative duties was number 1.
And then there's one more like
specific. There's 4 more. Yeah.
All right. Let's see if I can get one more. To do what else can they? They hold hearings for nominees to federal courts, the federal court system. Right. They confirm federal appointees in the judicial system. I know that's right.
It's partial credit again. I'm super impressed, but you're leaving some part of it out. This is really
the Supreme Court. The Supreme.
No, well, yes, including Supreme Court, but you're also forgetting the executive branch, cabinet members. So they confirm executive appointments. So they provide advice and consent on presidential nominations for executive and judicial appointments, including Supreme Court justices and cabinet members. That's number 4. You did fucking really good. Here, you look at your screen. And if you want to keep going, you can keep going.
Yeah, and they work 3.5 days a week.
It doesn't say that, but it does say serving on committees, which is, code for working 3 days a week.
Ratifying treaties. Ooh, we don't have any treaties. We haven't had a good treaty in a while.
No, you don't see those as much anymore. You don't see a good ratification.
Ask ChatGPT what its favorite treaties were.
What it's going to be. So they've fucking pussified this thing. so now it won't give opinions, but I'll try because of what we talked about before. Like there's such a deep misunderstanding between. John Oliver did a great piece on this actually, and I have to put months in between my John Oliver watching. It's always good. Like I see it be suggested on YouTube and I'm thinking to myself, okay, I like John Oliver. I know he's funny, but there's just something annoying about clicking on it because I don't want to hear the same way he talks in every video. And like I don't like being bludgeoned over the head by reality. Ease me into it. Does that make sense? Do you ever watch John Oliver's show?
No.
Oh,
but I know what you're talking about. I don't dislike him. I think it's important stuff to know about. And
yeah, it's just a little much sometimes.
Right. I totally. You're trying to wind down. Everything you watch works you up.
Right.
And
I'm like, oh, God,
we're just not doing something about this.
Blasted in the ass everywhere we look. Either by this guy or this group. All right. So what am I asking it? What is it?
The best treaties. The best U.S. treaties of the last 250 years.
Model. I do not have favorites.
It's not showing up on the screen. You working on a different one?
No. Oh wait. Was I sharing the wrong tab the whole time?
No, there you go. Now it just worked.
Okay.
What are the best 2 or 3 ideas of initiatives to move active riders? Oh, you working with Uber?
See, there it goes again.
I see.
Yeah. Oh, I went to a different Chat GPT tab. That's why. No, so one of my buddies was doing a job interview, and that was one of the questions. They asked him some like logic question, and that was it. I lost the tab now. I'm trying to find where it is.
Yeah, it's probably open in that menu bar of yours with 150
Yeah, I got a lot
tabs.
of them open. Going back to this one. I couldn't find it. Sorry.
There it is.
Did it answer my? But did it? I bet it said as a language learning model.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. So, and was the most recent U.S. treaty?
Come on, Chat GPT. Come on.
This is what we need to do. Upgrade to Plus over here.
The most recent treaty. Protocol on Environmental Cooperation to United States, Mexico, Canada.
The USMCA. Oh, okay. Okay, so how long are senators' terms, Richard?
6 years. Bitch, come on. Ask me a tough question. Shit.
Hold on.
There you go. Oh, you can do that. Good.
It gave me example banners on the right. I haven't been able to in the past.
And then at the very bottom, it says create a banner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you can do it. Nice. 6 years, man. 6 years. I think it's crazy that a House of Representative has to basically campaign every other year. That like consumes their life.
Right. That's it. I think the House of Representatives is the best example of broken politics, right? They spend all of their time campaigning because they're 2-year terms, right?
Right.
2-year terms and like very little power, very little influence. There's like, okay, so if I remember correctly from our civics class with Mr. Man, my brain's not working today. Fusetti? Is that right?
Yeah. I don't remember.
Yeah.
The names of our high school teachers like you do.
I mean, I think I don't.
It's probably normal.
He was really good though. Like he was the kind of guy where like you would walk up to his desk at the end of the semester and get your grade, and it would be like a C, and then this literally happened. He wrote down, he added up all the points, and then it was like 78 C, and then he crossed it out. He looked up at me, he was going 78 C, and wrote "nice guy" B and circled it.
Dude, how big was the difference? And you and I know this. We experienced
difference between a C and a B.
Well, it's way bigger.
Like the
chasm between B and a C is way deeper and wider than from B to an A.
Well, for us,
it's like okay.
For us, it was.
That's what I mean.
For a lot of students, though, that B and A was just as important. We just would have been fucking thrilled with a B. So. Like C's were our enemy, no question. Like a C was, you guys are fucking around. That was the expectation of us, was to be B students, right? No one was expecting A's. No, we're not even asking for A's. An A would require you to show up, be engaged every day, turn in your work on time, and prepare for tests. No one's asking you to do that. We're asking you to do that every other time, every other test, every other assignment.
Do your assignments. Yeah, just turn them in. Like it.
And what we wanted to do was every third or fourth.
Or none at all. Oh my God. Yeah. Like a C is like, I got to explain this. You get a B and you bring the B home. It's like, all right, I don't have to explain this. You get a C. It's like, you better have a good story for why you got a C.
Yeah.
In any class, really.
Yeah. Right. But it happened a lot.
Oh,
In fact,
well,
if I look at our GPAs, it happened, well, it happened
more often.
Well, we were pretty close to a 3.0. I think I was at like a 2.7 or 2.8 high school.
I think you, is that right? You were
Yeah.
lower than me.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty low.
Because, well, yeah, that's true.
You must have been around a 3.0,
No,
which is a B average.
I was under a 3.0.
So then maybe you shouldn't be bragging about being higher than a 2.7.
I'm just saying, I remember, I thought mine was like 2.6, but maybe that was my college GPA. I'm getting confused. Neither of them were good.
My
Neither of them
college
were
GPA
average.
was not even, no, it was bad. It was bad. So I'm going to post my freshman year, second semester while I was pledging GPA.
Let's see it.
But do you want to guess it first?
0.8. 1 point, yeah.
It's low.
Yep.
And at FNM, you take 4 classes. 1 class is a credit per semester. So 4 classes. So it's pretty easy to average out where I went wrong. There's a fail in there somewhere.
Well, you could have gotten 4 D's and a B or something like that.
No,
right?
3 D's and a B.
Math.
But
It was.
no, it was like it was 2 C's, a D, and a fail.
Jeez. Is that right?
Yeah. I don't. I mean, maybe.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, it wasn't good. It was under 2.
When you throw the
one semester,
it's hard to average out. Oh,
I had my
the state of New Jersey's calling me. Do you want to do this on camera?
It's up to you.
I got to pick this up. I'll call you when I'm done.
All right, later. Good luck.